what we are going to talk about now is the myth of the absent black father. I could talk about fatherhood all day. It's what's on my heart, you know. It's something that I've learned after being deceived for so long that I was missing in my life. Now that I'm somebody's father. The one thing I would say to all men, all fathers, be transparent, even amongst each other. You know, that's the only way we're going to help each other. With the organization, we help people with legal issues, but we have to all come together. We can't do it on our own. That's why events like this, I plan to be at every one. Everyone. And I'm going to bring more people and more people, you know. So, and I challenge everyone to do the same. If you know neighbors, if you know other fathers, recruit them. This is necessary. You know, they'll thank you for inviting them. That's your reward, you know. So I wanted to say that, but I wrote down a few things, so I won't take all day, because I can be a talker when we're talking about fatherhood. The myth of the absent black father is very interesting, because it cripples a child's way of thinking. It really does. At an early age. I myself was a victim of the myth. Because growing up, I grew up in Patterson, New Jersey, in the projects. It's very rare you see one of your friends with a father. They don't exist. Actually, I mean, as a kid, all you know is fun. As soon as, you know, mom says you go outside, go outside. You don't understand that there was a condition for y'all to live here. A man is not even supposed to be here. How do you raise me in this? Now that I'm grown, I want to reverse that. So, a lot of my friends didn't have relationships with their fathers. So, every one of us in here, and even as kids, there was a commonality between me and my friends. We were fathers. We thought that was normal. That's a sad thing to be normal for, you know, to be able to relate to. We were fathers, so you couldn't tell us anything. All of our wrongs were the same. But there was no one to teach one person about that wrong. So we continued to do wrong, whether it was stealing, whether it was, we just promoted wrong. You know what I mean? The streets was our father. And when the streets is your father, you are about to go on a roller coaster ride. When the streets become your father. What the myth did the most damage to me was the basic things that I needed, like bedtime stories, teaching me how to ride a bike, you know, stuff fathers do, throw a ball, teach me how to fight. There was no one there. And I kind of blanked it out of my mind, you know. Mentally, I blocked it out. Because everyone around me was going through the same thing. So now it's like, oh, we don't need it. And that was, I think, a part of the agenda. When your mind is around something so much, it will adapt, it will think it's right, even when it's wrong. When your mind is constantly, this is all it knows, so it's telling you, this must be right. And that's what happened to me. I thought wrong was right. I needed answers. There was no one to provide answers. And, hey, I love my mom. She was a single mom. But a lot of times, I don't think she wanted to provide answers because it opened up too much. So, it left me to deal with everything. I'm a child dealing with grown issues. I'm dealing with the myth. There was no one able to pull me away from the myth that all fathers do this. This is normal. You know, what you're going through, it's nothing wrong with you. All fathers. That's not normal. So, the myth that fathers do not exist, it has a devastating effect on our people. It ultimately affects the way we reproduce and build stronger families. This is what I would consider an epidemic. It's an epidemic. Society will not label it an epidemic. Instead they would rather blame us for what they created. And you won't know that until you educate yourself or you do stuff like this. Until you find people like Damien who's going to host events like this. These young boys now have an opportunity to know, to think something different than what they hear. But when all you do is hear this, you're going to start thinking, this is right. So, I'm glad you guys are here. You guys have a fighting chance. This myth does so much damage. Our women, it turns our women against us. They don't trust us no more. Because we don't know how to think like a man. We don't know how to lead. So why are they going to trust us? Our children don't listen to us. Why would they? We don't know how to be a man. Other cultures, it's important for us to feed our own culture, build, but to have relationships with other cultures I think is healthy too. But other cultures don't want to deal with us. Why would they want to deal with a man that doesn't take care of their child? It's ridiculous. This myth contributes to poverty, drug and alcohol abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, crime, sexual activity. It's such a vicious thing that goes on in our community. And that's why I think the young man here, he was saying something about we have to do something to counter. Man Up is our counter. And it just can't be Man Up. It has to be other organizations to counter this myth, because if it's not conquered, it would really create a negative effect in our child's ability to grow. Our children won't grow right. Our little boys, as you can see, the videos you were talking about, dancing like girls. I don't blame them. The only thing I look at is what they didn't have in their life. I know they wasn't raised right. So when you're not raised right, you're going to have boys who act like girls, or you're going to have more single mothers. I think the gentleman here, he was talking about statistics. Those statistics is going to get worse if we don't do something. If we don't do something, they're going to get worse. Our little boys, the worst thing you can do for us is to allow someone to stop our ability to reproduce. When that happens, they can take complete control. Complete control. And I'm not cool with the idea of somebody being in control of my family. I don't want society to have control of my family like they had over me. I've seen the inside of a jail. And when you hear that door lock, first time I heard that door, it's a feeling that goes inside of you. You can't go nowhere, so you got to deal with it. The lock of that door, it's a sound that you do not want to get used to. So, but ironically enough, I was able to meet some men in jail who put me on the right path. These were men who had children. And would guide me away from being with the loudmouths in jail. The people who don't even realize they're in jail. They done made this home. You know what I'm saying? This home. I'm telling you, this is home. They didn't adapt it to their own deficiencies. And these men helped me to do my time. They helped me to read books. They helped me to write. They helped me to think family at all times. That's all you think about. That's how you do your time. Because when you think family, when you think about fatherhood, when you have a sense of pride in fatherhood, it will allow you to make better decisions.